Little Edgar Malroy was the sole survivor of the Riverside Siege. His blood-soaked little body appeared on TV and in the newspapers. He was just 3 weeks old at the time. 1,400 families from all over the world offered to look after little Edgar. In the end, he was flown back to Britain to live with his aunt and uncle. Little Edgar's uncle was a financial planning manager for a well-known bank. Little Edgar's aunt looked after the geese, the 3 pigs and the 6 ostriches on their farm, just outside Chichester. In 1998, ostrich meat was the single fastest growing meat product in the Western Hemisphere. Edgar's aunt and uncle were devout agnostics. Edgar's first words were these: "Who knows?" Memories of what you could call my own childhood are still crystal clear thanks to my near-faultless memory system, the ZEM 12000 Nexus, which was designed, like everything else that makes up my mind, by George Mills Jr. My very first day on Earth was spent learning to push myself around the aisles of a fake supermarket, weaving around technicians pretending to be customers. That was the sum total of my first day on Earth. My first night was spent dreaming about supermarkets. I still dream of supermarkets all the way out here. I have loved 2 women in my long and somewhat ridiculous life. One was Kitty Fitzgerald, and one was completely nuts. Edgar Malroy, in time, grew into a bright and healthy young man. My own childhood of sorts lasted in total 3 weeks. That it was so short is really not all that remarkable. Some butterflies are born, grow up and die in the space of a special offer. I was programmed with things the company, Shop-a-Lot, deemed I should know, things like the time yogurt normally takes to go off and how late we stayed open until, the history of products and so on. Such programming took place using a direct feed interface and was an efficient way to fill my infinity chip with information. Much more efficient than a lecture. Although I did have one lecture of a sort. We had been told that shortly before we were due to leave for the real supermarkets, we would be given a few words of support and advice from the managing director of the trolley department of Shop-a-Lot. This is what Graham Shipton, the managing director of the trolley department of Shop-a-Lot, had to say to us in his lecture of sorts. "Aloha! Are you all comfortable? Excited about your future with us at Shop-a-Lot? You know, before I came to work here, I had accumulated a modest fortune in used boxes. That's right, used boxes. I recycled them. Largest recycler of used boxes, cardboard mostly, in the country. I was rolling in it. I had all the money a guy could use, but there was something missing. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. And you know what? I still don't. My entire life is spent trying to convince myself that I am doing what I am supposed to do, that I am following the plan, that I am fulfilling my purpose. Am I supposed to be telling you this now? Was I supposed to shave this morning? In my office I sit there and wonder whether I ought really to be in the office across the road. Maybe I am meant to be there. Maybe that's my purpose. Maybe I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. Take my brother, he makes curtains, even makes the funny little rings. Maybe that's what I should be doing, making curtains. Let me tell you something. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a dental technician more than anything else in the world. But something happened. An uncle took me for a ride in a hot air balloon and I lost interest. Grew out of it, I guess. Now I just don't know. Not knowing your purpose is a terrible thing. Believe me, it's a terrible, terrible fate. You, on the other hand, have been blessed with a clearly defined, easily grasped purpose. You are, and always will be, supermarket trolleys. The plan of your entire lives is crystal clear. Your destinies are as predictable as can be. And, well, I just want you to know that I envy you guys. Graham Shipton then told a joke. It was the first joke I ever heard. Do you know what Edgar Malroy would have done had he heard that lecture of a sort by Graham Shipton, the managing director of the toy department at Shop-a-Lot? Edgar Malroy would have dropped his trousers.